Imagine fixing a small dripping pipe under your sink, only to accidentally burst the main line and flood your entire kitchen. Right now, global headlines are flashing warning signs that the United States military is actively preparing to put ground troops inside Iran. When people hear the phrase boots on the ground, they usually picture an enormous, countrywide military invasion designed to march in and conquer the entire nation. But this map shows why that is practically impossible. Iran is huge. Its punishing mountainous terrain and deeply entrenched military network would require millions of troops and a massive logistical pipeline to occupy. Instead of a massive invasion, military planners are setting up something much smaller. They are preparing for a highly targeted, localized mission to capture a single critical piece of infrastructure. Which brings us to a very dangerous question. If the military plan is so small and targeted, why does it carry the exact same risk of sparking an uncontrollable global war? The most likely target for this kind of limited mission is a place called Kharg Island. It is a tiny, isolated piece of land sitting roughly 15 kilometers off the coast of the Iranian mainland. Despite its small size, this island carries a staggering economic weight. Through this sprawling network of heavy pipelines, Kharg Island single-handedly processes an estimated 90% of all of Iran's oil exports. Think of the island like the main breaker inside your home's fuse box. If you flip that single switch, you instantly kill all the power. Capturing Kharg Island does exactly that to the lifeblood of Iran's economy. Military planners and their allies have looked closely at this specific oil infrastructure before. That offers the fastest, most direct way to cripple the government's ability to fund itself, without having to fight their entire army in a ground war. Capturing this territory hits the absolute center of gravity for Iran's financial survival and national sovereignty. We can see the pieces for this exact kind of mission moving into place right now. Recently, the military has started deploying elite units, like the Army's 82nd Airborne Division, sending their 3,000-strong immediate response force directly to the Middle East. Out on the water, thousands of U.S. Marines, along with heavily equipped amphibious assault ships, are also moving toward the region. At the same time, we are seeing an unusual surge in logistics. Dozens of massive military transport flights are moving special operations forces from the United States to allied airstrips in Israel and Jordan. The political landscape mirrors the movement on the ground. Despite public talk of peace negotiations, the administration has quietly requested an additional $200 billion in defense funding to support these operations. Combine stalled negotiations with massive budget requests and elite troop movements, and you have all the ingredients for a targeted, costly ground mission. From a purely tactical perspective, the United States military is fully capable of landing on Kharg Island today and seizing control of those oil terminals. But that is exactly where the trap springs. Successfully taking an island in a quick strike is entirely different from being able to hold onto it indefinitely while surrounded. It is like taking a baseball bat to a massive beehive. The initial swing is easy, but surviving the angry swarm that pours out afterward is nearly impossible. Iran knows it cannot win a head-to-head battle against a superior military force. Instead, they rely on a swarm strategy, attacking relentlessly with waves of cheap, fast-moving speedboats. Any American troops stranded on that island would face day and night harassment. They would have to defend against underwater sea mines, incoming drones, and a constant barrage of ballistic missiles fired from the safety of the mainland. What looks on paper like a small, limited operation instantly traps American forces in an exposed, highly vulnerable position. They would bleed resources just to survive, with no clean way to exit. If Iran feels its economic survival is being destroyed on Kharg Island, they hold a massive retaliatory trump card just a short distance down the coast. This map shows the Strait of Hormuz. It is the world's most sensitive maritime bottleneck. Every day, a massive share of global oil and gas passes through this narrow waterway. Using naval mines and drones, Iranian forces can disrupt these ships, shutting down the global supply chain without needing to win a conventional naval war. The fallout from a blocked strait would hit the entire planet immediately. We would see skyrocketing gas prices, broken shipping schedules, panicked financial markets, and surging global inflation. A small military attempt to fix the local fuse box on Kharg Island will almost certainly burst the main pipe, flooding the entire world's economy. Which leaves us with a few critical questions. How will massive energy buyers like China react to the disruption? What is the military's exit strategy if troops get pinned down on the island? And realistically, how long can the world survive if the Strait of Hormuz is closed for business?